Does Taylor know more than what she's telling us, or is this a PR cleanup? Let's get into it. As some of you know, I've been investigating the case regarding Justin Lee Fisher trespassing Travis Kelce's private property to allegedly serve Taylor Swift. So I decided, let's backtrack. Let's see where all this started. Keep in mind, the trespassing happened September 15th. September 12th is when we found out that the Wayfair parties were trying to file an extension for their depositions as, quote, Swift's pre-existing professional obligations now prevent her from being deposed within the current discovery window. Keyword, now. What changed? So the question is, was Taylor trying to get out of being deposed, or did she have new professional obligations? Now, would these new obligations be something that should override her being deposed? Questionable. But maybe it is that she didn't have new professional obligations per se, but she wanted to have her focus be solely on trying to find her missing stalker. Because it states over here that she hired a private investigator, Brooke Berg. So they originally had a court hearing for her restraining order for her stalker, Brian Wagner. Well, the hearing for September 15th didn't pull through because he didn't show up. So the judge gave a new date of September 22nd to contact Wagner. Walk with me for a moment. So I looked into the private investigator that Taylor hired. Lo and behold, do you want to know where Brooke used to work at? The CIA. Who else hired a CIA agent? Well, former CIA agent? Blake. What a small world. You know, the coincidence is eerie. Now, one could say this was just sheer bad luck, maybe. But let's keep going, shall we? Just so we're clear, September 12th, we had the filing basically saying that Taylor can no longer be deposed within the window. The reasoning for that could be debatable. Now, 2 days later, Travis Kelce is in hot water because during a Chiefs game, he was wearing free 4 shirt in regards to a teammate that was in a hit and run, causing a 6-car crash, major injuries, and literally got off the hook. He was only sentenced 30 days in jail. You want to know the best part? The judge would allow Rice to find a time or find times where he can serve his sentence. That way it's convenient for him. The same day that Travis is wearing the controversial shirt, Taylor doesn't want to be seen at the game. She's hiding behind a moving wall. Now, some can debate on what the reasoning for this was, but we will never know unless Taylor actually says. But here's the thing. There's some theories that are saying, oh, it's because of the Charlie Kirk thing that happened September 10th. What I say to that is, her family was not behind the wall too. If she really thought, oh, this was because of a danger, you would think she would want her mother and brother to be behind the wall with her for safety measures, right? Not behind it. Maybe, just a thought. And then also, could it just be that she didn't want to be seen because she knew Travis was going to be wearing that shirt? And again, that's not really a good PR look for her. Clearly, the pot was boiling at this point because you've got, oh, Taylor doesn't want to be deposed, but she's going to a Chiefs game for her fiance. But then she is going to hide behind a wall, doesn't want to be seen with the whole t-shirt, but we're not going to address the controversy around it. So what happens that night? The trespassing at 2 a.m, September 15th. Now let's look into what happened the week of the hearing for that trespassing ordeal. So as you know, I went to the court hearing on November 4th. So November 3rd, the day before, Taylor Swift and Gigi are seen out and about, going to Zero Bond in New York. Now, you could say, oh, she was just going out. One, you can't tell me these aren't staged photos. This night, Taylor and Gigi were seen walking all the way down the sidewalk to go into this restaurant. Why weren't they just dropped off right in front of the door? Keep in mind, at the very end of this video, you can see that the street in front of the doorway to the restaurant is completely cleared. They could have done that. Does she look afraid for her safety? No. Do her security guards look like they would be the ones to save the day? No. Now, come on now. Does this not look staged? Does this not scream, I called the paparazzi myself? Keep in mind that Taylor knew that articles the next day would be showing that they were out and about together. And that's exactly what happened. Mainstream media focused on her outing with Gigi, and no one talked about that there was a court hearing regard to the trespassing incident or updating on the next hearing date. There was no update, at least from mainstream media. Oh, but Taylor wasn't done, because she knows that just because mainstream media wasn't talking about it doesn't mean independent journalists like myself weren't talking about it. So she needed to drown us out a little bit. So what happened? November 5th, she's out with Travis. One more time for good measure, Taylor was seen with Travis yet again November 6th at the exact same bar that she was seen with Gigi on November 3rd. So we've got articles popping up November 7th. Look, Taylor was out yet again. So you notice how we have all of these sightings of Taylor conveniently the week of the hearing date for the trespassing incident, the one that she's been oddly quiet about. She hasn't had any insider source tree come out and say this is what happened. Nothing. Now here's where I really start to think that Blake and Taylor are in cahoots together. November 3rd, the same day that Taylor started her outings adventures, Blake decides to make her next post of "Get ready with me for Halloween." Why did Blake post a late Halloween video, conveniently November 3rd? Then Ryan conveniently on November 4th, the date of the hearing, made a post basically celebrating Hugh's new movie coming up. I do also want to note that Taylor's restraining order was approved September 22nd. If you ask me, it's all very suspicious. I will say I find it very interesting that Taylor is spending a lot of time distracting everybody from this trespassing incident, when just a few weeks ago she wanted everyone to believe that she was a victim and everyone was out to get her. It's very interesting. And the timing of it, it just seems like she's trying to just avoid at all costs either being deposed or people knowing or acknowledging that she's avoiding being deposed. Because it looks bad either way. Either you're friends with Blake and you're avoiding speaking up for your friend that you've been friends with for 10 years, or you're avoiding speaking up and doing the right thing, being on the right side of history, which you claim to love to do, and you're letting this guy just basically get ran over by Blake Lively when you know the truth of what actually happened. Doesn't look so good. Doesn't look so good. So what do you think? Does Taylor know more than what she's letting on? Or is this all just a mass PR cleanup? As always, this is all alleged, so take it with a grain of salt. As I said before, I will be at the next hearing in December, so stay tuned for more information and follow me for more.